This 2022 Tesla Model 3 Performance is an amazing vehicle. I love everything about it except one thing. I really wish it had white seats. So today, thanks to Tesery, we're going to make it happen. So I've installed seat covers before. I can tell you a couple things. First, they look great if you install them right. And by right, I mean take your time. Second, they're a little tougher than you'd think they would be. Again, take your time. I ordered these just a few days ago and they came surprisingly quick. Have not opened the package yet other than the top. So wanted to show you just what you get when you order this seat cover set from Tesery. So it's all packed in one bag. And from the top, right away, I see a couple things. I see a couple of zip ties. I see something to tuck the material in, and I see a bunch of these silver clips, and I've done them before, so I know that that is what you use to clip the covers to various places, usually on the bottom side of the seat. So we'll need these. Okay, so what else do we have? Seat back. I bet that's to the back seat. Here are both front seats. Yep, they're in together. Pretty cool packaging, actually. Keeps them as wrinkle-free as possible. Some of the wrinkles will come out over time, of course, but yeah. So 2 seat bottoms for the front seats. 2 seat backs for the front seats. Here's the other side of the seat back for the back seat. Here is the bottom for the back seat. And here's that side. There's probably another side piece in here I'm missing, but oh, here it is. For the 2 sides in the back. That's it. So you've got just a few pieces that help you clip underneath. These look really good. A really close match to the factory white. Anyway, looking forward to it. I'm going to take my time. You might actually see me in different lights, maybe different days. I'm in no hurry here. I just want them done right, and I want to bring you along with so you can see that although it might be a little bit painstaking at times, the end result should be amazing. Okay, so a couple of things I have learned from doing this in the past. First, if you're lucky enough to have a sunny day, lay everything out in the sun, just because it helps to get rid of, some of the wrinkles that occur just from shipping and packing. So that would be number one. No harm in letting these things sit out as long as you're out working on the vehicle. Okay. There is no right or wrong order to do seat covers. Take your time, be patient, build your confidence, and by doing that, I mean pick an easy section first. So I'll tell you just based on experience, the toughest parts to work around are going to be the seat bottoms. You have a lot of kind of scratchy, wiry, welding kind of stuff underneath there. Don't do that first. Build your confidence. Do other pieces first. So what I know about the Model 3 is that the bottom of the rear seat comes out super easy, and you can either totally disconnect the seat and take it out. If you wanted to, you would just disconnect the seat heater and the weight sensor clips. I'll show you where those would be. But if you just wanted to disconnect the seat, pull it up a little bit, you could do that as well. So that's where we're going to start. We're going to start with this seat bottom. And let me see if I can get the camera in here. It's hard to see, but basically on the front of the seats, if you run your hand along the bottom, you'll feel what feels exactly like a hood release on a traditional car. There's 2 of those. So I can feel it here. If I pull it towards me, the seat will lift up. See that? And then on the other side, there's the exact same thing. So there's 2 of those. So I'm just going to feel along here, pull toward me. Now look at that. The whole seat lifts up. So I can go like that, This will make it a lot easier to put those covers on. Look at that. So there's only 2 wires connecting this seat to the car right there, right? So we can unclip those if we wanted to take this entire seat bottom out, or your choice, you can choose to put the seat cover on just the way it is. And by the way, it'll also open up this area for the seat back to be able to slide in underneath. So that is your biggest hint and trick for doing the back seats. 2 latches on the front, lift up and then lift out. And again, choose to take the whole seat out or just leave it like this and work around it. So I couldn't hold the camera and do it with one hand, but I did unclip these 2 wires. And so the entire seat bottom will easily, it's light, probably a couple pounds, lift out of the vehicle. There's the 2 connectors at the bottom. So much easier to put a seat cover on like this. So I've got the seat on the ground. I haven't done this before with a Model 3, but we're going to figure it out. That's the basic idea. And I think just because it's white and I don't want it to get dirty, I'm going to lay this out. How's that looking? Okay, good. Moving blankets. Life hack. If you ever can get a hold of some moving blankets, do so. Okay. So I've got the seat cover upside down, obviously. So much easier with this out of the car. Trust me, do it. Just kind of putting the front on. These things should be pretty tight. So it looks like 5 straps. And then five anchors on the other side. So we're just going to make sure it's kind of even. I would say start in the middle. Get it as, pretty tight. Thread up through the bottom, down through the top, and pull. Got a dog fight down the street. It's always fun. Yeah, there's the first one. Okay, you can continue to adjust, but we're just going to go along and do the others. In through the bottom, out through the top, in through the bottom, out through the top. I'm not pulling as tight as I can because we can adjust later. So remember, I said start with the easiest piece first. Definitely anything that you have full access to. If I could take the front seats out, that would be amazing. I can't, or I can, but I don't want to. A lot of work. So, not super tight. Just checking fit. Want to make sure your seatbelt holes line up, of course. I'm going to kind of pull the whole thing forward or back. So I think I'm a little bit biased towards the front lower, so I'm just going to pull the whole thing toward the rear. I'm sure there are other videos that might be doing this in a different order or whatever, so feel free to watch more than one video. By the way, use my promo code if you want to do this yourself with Tesery. They've been great to work with and great products as well. So now that it's kind of adjusted, I'm going to pull everything a little tighter. Just want to see that front to back portion. Remember I said, take your time. There is no hurry. And if you're in a hurry, like, don't do it till you have time. Okay, it's actually looking really good. So now there are two other pieces here. And yeah, just trying to figure out where the best areas to attach these side pieces are. I'm gonna grab a couple of hooks. We'll see how that works. So there's a couple ways to attach these hooks, as I've done on other projects. Basically what you want to do is just loop it through. So it's tight. And let's see. So there might be a better place to put these, but I'm just going to take a look at how this is looking from the finished standpoint. My seatbelt holes are aligned. The sides look good. Yeah. And guess what? Our first piece is looking really good. Ready to roll. Okay, we're going to go on to step 2. So that bottom piece is done. And I'm going to try the seat back here. It's been sitting in the sun, got a few wrinkles, but it'll come out. So you want to make sure that this hole aligns with this. You want to make sure you got the right seat back, right? So this clip is going to go through that hole, so that's correct. Just make sure that the back is unzipped and take your time. This Velcro is going to catch on the carpet, so as much as possible just keep it like that. And I'm going to go in from a couple different angles here. It's kind of awkward for the camera. Somebody's thinking, oh my gosh, if you touch this, you're going to electrocute yourself, because that's right, part of the high voltage equipment. I don't know. I think it's okay if you're smart and don't lick it, I guess. Okay, so I'm just working this down, working it through. This bottom portion here is going to be pushed through to the back. I'm going to move my front seat up. So it's tough to show on camera, right? But I'm going to take this bottom piece of the Velcro as soon as I'm pretty confident that I'm lined up okay. And I'm going to push it through and hopefully grab it. On the other side of the seat. Velcro sticking to the carpet of the seat. And we'll just pull it down. And then I'm trying to get that, grab that bottom portion that I pushed up. It'll come. Patience is the name of the game when you're doing seat covers. Once you grab a piece of it, you should be able to grab it all. Sorry, I know I'm in the way of the camera here, but this is a little bit awkward. There it is. Kind of wriggling it back and forth. So I like the fact that these seat covers cover the back, the seat backs as well. I like how they wrap all the way around. That's good. Some don't, some do. These Tesery ones do. So they've got these little clips that are getting in the way, and that is for child seats, right? So that's what I'm doing. I'm going around those red child seat holders. That should be better. Let's see. That was the problem. Look for those little child seat hooks. Check one more time. Oh, much better. I'm going to zip up the side here. You can't see it, but trust me. I'm just pulling as tight as possible. So the bottom is tight. I pulled it all the way through. The child safety rings are right down here and right down here, so make sure you put that cover around that. And just know, with any seat cover, it's going to be a tighter fit. It just is, because the clearance is tighter. But here's the side. I'm happy that the cover is straight and it's good to go. So the next step is, there's Graham, bored as usual, is doing the driver's side rear seat. So same thing. The clip is here. So we're going to get the seat cover that has the clip on that right side. This side is obviously made a little bit different because you've got the center portion in here as well. So I went ahead and I unzipped the side. It's got a full zipper. Okay, that's going to be for the rest in the middle. We'll do that in a second. And you've got your hole here for your seat release, and then you've got the middle hole for the seat belt that goes there. So this one's going to be just a little bit different install. And we will take that. So, haven't done this before, but assuming there's only a couple ways this can be done. I'm going to start by doing that. I got to disturb Graham by putting the seat up a little bit. Okay. I'm going to try to go around the other side. Went ahead and put the seatbelt through so I wouldn't forget to do that later. I did that on the Cybertruck. Basically the same concept. I'm going to push this bottom piece through and hope it comes out on the other side, which it will. Patience is key. If you get frustrated, go take a break. Come back to it. It'll still be here. That's advice for all projects and car mods, because sometimes when you walk away and come back, it's all clear. So basically I'm just taking my left hand and starting to push the bottom Velcro through the bottom. Around the child clips this time. That's why we did the easy side first, because I knew this side was a double. Okay, I'm just pulling it down. And I know that this, I don't know if you can see it. I don't know, you can't see it in the camera. I'm going to show you what I'm doing here. Okay. Here we are on side two. So this hole has got to line up with the clip inside here that clips into, so that's how the back seat holds up, right? So that hole. So I know I've got to go down about a 1/2 inch on the entire thing. So I've got to be more like right there. So I'll just keep going. I'll just go to the other side and keep pulling it down. So here I'm back on the other side, and I just put that, I just pulled that side down. So now I know I need to pull this side down as well. So here I'm back on this side. I should show you how I pulled this side down, right? So I'm just going to work the rest of the cover down on this side as well. Just because I know it needs to go down just a little bit further. And then I can grab the bottom here and actually pull it and have that help me. Okay. Now comes that part where I'm going to take this Velcro and just slowly work it into the crack. Once I get it in, I can pull it tight from the back, like on the other side. I could probably use a tool to help me push it through, which I might, but I'm going to start by hand. It's kind of like fishing a wire. Just got to work it. I'm basically pushing that bottom through, and I'm going to be able to grab it on the other side just like I did for that one. So a little tedious. Actually, went and got maybe a couple tools I can use. I've done so many mods and vinyl and everything that I've got, you know, a lot of tools. So I might try to push something through with one of those. But I guarantee you it will happen. You just have to sometimes be patient. So there is a child ring here where car seats go, and then there's one on the other side. So you just really got to push between that ring and the top of the seat. If not, you're fighting and you're going to wonder why things don't fit. That is why. You basically just want enough where you can reach in and get started and pull everything through. I feel it. I don't know if I have enough yet, but definitely I see it. Good thing I went to the gym this morning, because this is not light work sometimes. Okay, the good news is we can see it, right? And we'll just have to keep massaging it over. This is good progress. Okay, so it's over that. I'm just checking the car seat clips. It's a good thing. We're super close. We're basically there. So right now, again, it's stuck to the seat, right? So we're gonna just make sure it sticks to this instead. So we can pull the bottom through so you don't have any wrinkling in the front. Okay. So the bottom's looking pretty good. If it is not perfectly straight, now is your chance. Don't wait. I'm actually pretty happy with this, with the way it's laid. So now I'm going to just take and do this seatbelt piece here. Okay. I cannot emphasize enough, take your time. So this is pulling. I would love to, let's see. We just love to have the bottom pulled just a little tighter in the bottom. Which is down here. Yeah, it's looking good. So I just wanted to catch up to where I am here. The camera needed just a few minutes to charge, so I felt pretty good about what I was doing. So I just went ahead and easily did this center piece here. This is like the easiest piece. It's a separate portion up here, so that the headrest there. And then this here, you can zip this, or you can leave it unzipped if you want to use the armrest cup holder, right? And then I just did this one side here. And it actually, surprisingly, went on really smoothly. So I'm going to do the other side on camera, just so you know what I did there, but we're really coming along. You can see the right side done there. I'm just going to go out here in the sun, grab the other side. Nice and warm, wrinkles are coming out. And, you know, the idea is this goes right here. So I'll try to do it so you can see what I'm doing. The bottom is still out, right? So basically I'm gonna kind of move the seatbelt aside, and I'm gonna pull this down. Actually, yeah, I won't do that. Pull it down, sit on there, move this over just for here. These little sandbags, I've used them on other kits. Basically, they're for when you can't pull this off very easily, so it just helps things stay seated, if you will. So we're going to push that sandbag into the top. And then this, whoops, didn't come off too easily. I'm just going to pull this lightly, start on this corner. And then I'll put the sandbag up here, push it down. Just kind of pulled up what felt like a clip or two, just to make it a little bit easier. Get out of the way, seatbelt. So this Velcro's in the back to the carpet, which is actually perfect. I'm going to push this down. It's a tight fit, right? Because it was already tight. The seat's well made, and this just jams two other pieces of material in between an area that is already super tight. Just want to get it around this corner at the bottom, and that would make everything a lot easier. Here is the kind of the tool that came with the kit. I'm just going to use it here. Haven't had to use it too much yet. You do want to be careful. I've seen fabric rip sometimes when you're a little bit too aggressive with this, so you just want to just give it just enough pressure so it does the job, not too much. Okay. I'm pulling up with one hand, and then I'll kind of jam it in with the other. I would love to get this corner all the way to the corner here. I'm just pulling up on the piece just as hard as I can to hopefully jam it in. Okay. Go on in. Get in there. Take your time. Until you're happy with it. Okay. Just want it as tight as possible before the bottom goes back in. So you can see we are all ready to put that bottom back in, and guess what? We are done with the back seat. So I really want to show you how I'm clipping these clips in, but it's like super hard to position and see. So these are the two clips, there and there. And you can't mess them up because one is big and one is small. So I don't think you're going to be able to see it on camera. But I'm going to go ahead and clip them in before I put the seat back in. One. Hopefully you heard it click. I'm doing this by feel. 2, okay? So now I'm just going to go ahead and, before anything, I'm just going to put it down enough to get the seat belts through the holes. Okay. So there's 3 seatbelts total, right? Obviously, one's going to have to be pulled through there. The other 2 will kind of just be waiting for you. This is going to be a tight fit, but trust me, it will work. And you know what? I just found 2 extra straps. So I'm going to call an audible here. See where I can pull these through. Because anything you can do to keep the seats down. Okay, remember how I found those original straps that I didn't exactly know where they went? I just figured it out. Always read the directions, kids. So I'm going to pull these through. I'm going to stop this here and I'm going to put it here. And that's where it's supposed to be. Okay, much better. I don't know if you saw that, but I just took the original straps. I had put them here. I wasn't quite sure, but now I see that they get pulled through. So all of the straps and everything should be super tight now. Okay. Take your time. The biggest pain is just getting this center. It's the one you can never find when you're riding a car. It's always hiding. That guy is elusive. So all I'm doing right now is, because it's a tight fit, because we've added all this fabric, I'm just slowly guiding the seat belts into the holes, and then we'll be ready just to clamp everything down. Let's see. And 2. And guess what? We're done with the back seat. I didn't know if I was going to do this in one day, but at this point, yeah, we're going to keep going. I'm actually impressed. This kit has been pretty easy to install so far, easier than some other ones I've done. So for the front, we're going to unzip the back. I'm going to do just the top piece first, the back, right? You could probably do the bottom first. I don't know. I guess I decided to do the back piece versus the bottom piece first. So we'll see if it's the right decision. So I'm in the back and I'm just gently pulling it down. Taking your time. One thing I can tell you is use your real estate on your seats. So put them up as high as possible and as forward as possible so you have more room to work. And just like in the back, that bottom part, we're going to shove it through the bottom and we're going to attach it underneath, and that keeps it tight. One thing I do remember from working on these seats before is that there are 2 clips on the back of this that kind of clip underneath. I've got to figure out how to take those off because that is blocking the entrance. So I'm gonna go get a flashlight and we're gonna figure that out. First of all, get some gloves. Like I said, underneath these front seats, there's like lots of spikes. And if you have them, only the better for you. It's not gonna kill you, but there are some scratchies. So let me show you what I did here. It took me a few minutes. Didn't want you to see me struggling. No use on camera, but this flap in the back seat held, there's my phone and flashlight, holds the back of the, basically holds that bottom piece of the seat on, right? So you just want to go under and very carefully, you don't cut them, you just want to do that, right? So that, now taking that off, now will allow me to push the bottom through the seat and it'll come out on the other side. So that bottom piece is gone. I can just push this through. I'm trying to figure out if this goes on the outside or where these pieces go here. Let's assume they do, but I'll worry about that front piece first. I'll see if I can pull it through. Here's the flap that I disconnected, and then here is the piece that came through. Now that this flap is not connected, I can push this through and then pull it here, and that's how this is going to be attached. So you saw where I pulled it through from the back. Now I've got these two tabs. I was kind of wondering what the heck they were for. I think it's just separate, the separate material, the difference. So I'm just going to push these through as well, and hope they come out the back. Yep. Okay, good. I felt them go down. So that's the secret of keeping this tight. You've just got to push everything through the bottom. And then on the other side, pull it tight and then it Velcros. All right, looking better. There it is, I can see it. So let's lift up our little flap here. Shut this guy off for now. Okay, so this came through. This middle piece, and here's the other side. Good. Don't be afraid to pull hard on this. And then the Velcro's here. It's going to Velcro to the bottom of this. I'm just trying to figure out what to do with this little flap. I don't want to obviously cut it off, but I'm thinking if I roll it, let's see. Just kind of snug it up there. So there's a zipper here I'm going to shut. Tightens that up. So let's just see how this works. Pull hard. Pull this, put it there. Same thing on this side. Zip this. That's like surprisingly good for the first try. See how it looks from the front? Should be pretty tight. Look at that. Look, it actually says right position. This one doesn't say anything, so let's assume right is looking from the top of the car. So this would be the right seat, the left seat. And yeah, that fits good. Okay, I'm glad they labeled that. Nice job, Tesery. So I'm gonna basically pull this through the back, or push it through, and then I'll pull it once it gets to the other side. And I really want to push these through because that's what's going to grab from the front. I'll show you. Just like in the back seat. Push that. So again, you want to make this as tight as possible so it looks very, very form-fitting. Don't be afraid to give it a nice pull. And these are going to be fished through to the front. Got to kind of be careful with the electronics, so I'll do that from the front. Okay, I'm going to take you down below and show you. That is the bottom of the seat, right? And I'm going to pull those white cords through, and they're going to clip on those two, just like in the back seat. I didn't want to bore you with that piece, but basically I ran those two cords from the back, did the same connection as the back seat, and then I just pulled them tight here. So I'll just wrap them up underneath, but that bottom from front to back at least is super tight. Look at that. It's tucked in well, and it's tucked in there. So now we've got to take care of the sides. So the sides are a little bit different because the front and back are already taken care of. So as you can see, this kind of tucks this way, and you've got a couple of cords that need to clip into something underneath, which I'll show you. So this piece tucks right into the plastic, and then there should be, let's see if there's one or two. So see this? I'm going to need to fish this down underneath, and then that's going to grab one of those hooks, and the hook's going to just cover the bottom, clip somewhere on the bottom. Just making sure there's not another. No, it's just one on this side. So this is going to go down here. I'm going to take my tool and just patiently and methodically push it in, because I'm going to need to go on the bottom and really fish it out. So that's going to look like that. And then I'll just do a little bit of tucking here. And then I'll see if underneath I can grab that piece and put a hook on it. Okay, so I just spent another literally 2 minutes, and I just did a better job fishing that piece through. So the front's, basically I'm saying the front seat, passenger seat is done. So here's what I did back here. You can see underneath, that's where that came out that side. I did the same thing on the other side, and I basically clipped them together in the middle. So they're using each other for tension. I'm going to clean up that white cord here when I'm totally done. But at this point, yay. 3 out of 4 seats, or 3 out of 5, are totally done. Let's get the last one done. What I'm going to do, actually, I put this in, but I don't need it in yet. I'm going to move my seat forward and up, and I'm going to put the seat back forward as well. So again, I'm going to take off the rear, the 2 clips underneath of this actual seat, so I can put the white part through the bottom. Just taking off the clips that held that back flap forward. And then again, I can put the white piece through the crack between the back and the bottom now. So Let's go ahead and do the same thing and put the seat back on. You know that this is the left side because you've got an airbag. This is where the airbag pops out. My son just was working on a seat and the airbag popped on him, and definitely you don't want to do that. You don't have a danger here, but just know that when the airbag does pop, if you ever get in a serious accident, it'll go through this fabric. Okay, I'm going to unzip. I'm going to take the Velcro off, and I'm just going to pop it over the top with the airbag side toward the door. Work it through. Be patient, take your time. I can move this back a little bit now. Just a little bit about this kit. It does seem well designed. They obviously used really precise measurements because the covers fit really tight, which they should, right? And again, a lot of these creases or wrinkles from shipping will eventually smooth out, as they did on the Cybertruck. I'll show you a quick video somewhere here of the Cybertruck, just so you can see how that turned out. It was awesome. Cybertruck only comes in black, so it was a much needed change. White looks a lot better in my opinion on the Cybertruck. Don't be afraid to pull pretty hard. These things are well made, well stitched together. There they go. Okay, I'm going to take this bottom piece. Make sure you can see what I'm doing. This little lip here, grab it. That's going to get pushed through and then pulled through from the back. Actually, 3 pieces. They'll all 3 go through. There's the big one. My left side. And the right side. I know at first they were getting some seats, not from this company, but just the original Model 3 seats without airbag slots, and I'm glad that they've made that change. Hopefully they never go off when you're in the car, but again, they should pull right through since there's that opening. Okay, before I finish this, I'm going to show you, I was talking about the Cybertruck. Let me just show you what the white seat covers look like on this thing. I think they look great. Again, Cybertruck only comes in black as far as interior. So that's what it looks like. Look at that carbon fiber dash, refrigerator down there, white seats in the back. So you can see that the most of the wrinkles have come out of this. It's been a couple weeks. Looking good. Okay, let's go finish this project. So I'm going to kind of go around and grab, just like I did before. So if we lift up here, we should be able to see all three pieces, right? Here's this big main center piece. Pull the side piece. Good. And this side. All right. Don't be afraid to pull them tight. I'm just pulling with all my weight. Tighter the better. Okay. And go ahead and zip this. Make it a little easier. Okay, so remember I rolled this last time, it seemed to work. It's the original protector from that gap in the bottom. Seems like it just sits right there, which is fine. We pull this tight. Tuck that out of the way. Pull. Okay, grab that. We'll go check it and we'll make sure it's tight. If not, we can just easily adjust. Put that side up. And then this side. Lift it up a little bit. Pull really hard. There's a little bit of a wrinkle here. I don't like how that looks, so I'm going to just redo it. Pull that tight. Okay. Much better. Pull it up here. Pull it tight and boom. Looks clean. So let's go look at the front, make sure it's tight. Ooh, really good. This might even be tighter than the other side. Looks like perfection. Okay, we got the final base. Or should I just leave it like that? It looks kind of cool. Looks kind of Oreo. Well, we might as well finish. So, only one way to put this. And remember, these cords get pushed through the same gap that we just used. But let's put this on a little bit first. Put that there. Let's get these ready. I'm just going to sit down and really just push these strings through, and they will come out on the bottom. Now I'm going to push this big lip through. This is a good design because you don't want these seats separating at the bottom. It just looks bad, so this is good. Okay. Look at that, super professional. So of course now I'm gonna find them back here. There they are. And you know what I'm gonna do, right? I'm gonna pull them through to the front, and they are going to attach right here, both sides. So I'm gonna do that. I'll just do it off camera because there's just no way I can get down there. Okay, that is all done. All the cords are neatly tucked underneath. They're pulled tight. That means the front here is pulled tight. So of course we've just got this piece and that piece on the other side. That's where we push them through the bottom, and then they come out, and then we just grab those, take those little hooks and put them on. So I'll just go like this. push this through just like the other side. And it looks so finished with that black plastic piece down, right? Looks really finished. I love that. That'll get pulled tight here in a second. Let's make sure we can see it down below. So again, see those cords underneath? That's where I pulled the front to back. And then I've got two, look, you can see it there. I've got to pull that one down and then got to pull that one down on that side and then hook them up. And they're almost done. So here I am in the back. Just want to show you what I'm doing here. So I just pushed that elastic strap down. I should be able to grab it here. I feel it. There it is. I'm going to take one of these hooks. A little bit awkward, but not too bad. I'm going to fish it through. The little hole and then twist it around. Like that. So see how that makes a hook and it's not going anywhere. So then I'll grab the one from the other side, hopefully. That one I just put a hook on already. Where are you, little guy? I feel him. Okay. Got that hook. So in a perfect world, I should just be able to hook these to each other. And then I'm not pulling on any electronics that I may not know about. There's a lot of wires under the seat. Okay, I just hooked them to each other. So everything should be totally tight now. I can pull this down. Pulls into there. I can't believe that took less than 3 hours. I was really expecting maybe a day and a half project just based on how long it took me to do the Cybertruck. But hey, these are done. Look at that white interior. So good. Thank you, Tesery, for sending these out. What a great project. If you have a black interior and really wanted a white interior, but you didn't have a choice, or maybe you didn't want to pay the extra $1,000, these are a great deal. I've actually got a promo code with Tesery, and these things should be at or under $300 for the whole set. Okay, just some final thoughts here as I'm just sweeping through. Tesery does give you a piece for the console armrest. I've already got Alcantara. In fact, I've done the whole car in Alcantara, so I'm not going to use that, but just know that's included. And then I really like the kind of the 2+2 look. So after I was done, I went ahead and just removed that center section back there. So now in my mind, it looks like 2+2. I just think it looks a little bit cleaner, like that. Matches the seatbelts as well, but you can do, you know, whatever you want. Overall, I'm super impressed with this kit. Like I said, I was expecting it to take a lot longer. It fits so well, and it looks just great. So can't wait to spend some time driving with my new white interior in my 2022 Performance Model 3. Tesery has lots of different years and styles. So go ahead and check out the website. Link, of course, down below. Thanks for watching, guys. Appreciate it, and we'll see you on the next one. Okay, first drive, just seeing how things are looking and feeling with this new white interior. Gotta say, I am loving it. Looks so good, and feels really good as well. Just a little bit of extra softness because of the extra cushion. I can actually feel it. So, looks good. Thanks for watching.